back, everybody, to Word of the Day. Today is Words of the Day. I'm Scott Zaino from the Scott Zaino Realty Group and Keller Williams Luxury Real Estate. Coming back at you one more time. So I wanted to go over the terms or terminology that us realtors and the MLS uses here on the Cape. Different MLSs use kind of the same terms. They might have a little bit slightly different, but for all intents and purposes, for all you buyers and sellers are out there that are curious about the different terms in our Cape Cod Flex MLS, which is the MLS that we use here. I'm going to go through some of the terminology with you so you understand, because I get these questions a lot. Scott, what does this mean? What does that mean? Is it on the market? Is it off the market? So I'm going to go right through it. There's about 9 or 10 of them. So whenever you see the word active, obviously that's an active listing. That listing is available to sell. That one's pretty clear cut. Pending. So what does pending mean? So you have two pendings. You have pending once the offer is accepted and you want to, as an agent, change that status to pending. Maybe it's a cash deal. Maybe there's no financing. And it's just pending to the next level, right? So you've got your active and then you can be a pending. But then once in a while, Scott, I see pending continue to show. What, does that mean it's really available? Well, yes and no. So pending continue to show means that the seller has an accepted offer and the agent has marked it pending continue to show. So there might be a contingency in there about a home inspection, right? And so the seller wants to continue to show the property, maybe as a backup offer. There might be a continue to show if there's financing involved, right? The seller might be like, I'd like to keep showing the property, in case this deal falls through, I have a backup. So that's what we call pending continue to show. Temporarily off market. So this one here, you'll see when a seller lists their property and for some reason they've decided to pull the property off the market. Could be going back south, could be for health reasons, could be they just need to take a break. So if you see temporarily off market, there's a good chance that property is temporarily off market. The broker is no longer marketing that property for sale, right? And then at some point, I would imagine that property would come back on the market. Okay, temporarily off market. All right. Extension. So when you see extension, that is when a property is listed and it's met its contract date. Like let's say you did it like a 90 or a 6-month contract on a listing and the house hadn't sold yet, but the seller still wants to sell it. They still want you to market it. They still want you to be their agent, right? So they do an extension to that listing agreement, maybe 30, 60, 90 days, maybe another 6 months. Depends on the market, right? So that's what we will put there for an extension, right? So back on market's pretty simple. The house was on the market, went under contract. For some reason, the home came back on the market. Could be a bunch of different reasons. I'm not going to get into them right now, but usually when you see back on market, it's because of maybe a home inspection or a failed, the buyer didn't get their financing. Those are usually two of the biggest. So back on market was on the market, now it's back on. Price change, that one's pretty simple. Sometimes you see price change go up, and sometimes you see price changes go down. All right. Coming soon, so that's a new one for around here for the last couple of years. Coming soon means that the property is being prepped, being painted, it's being cleaned. The moving company's moving some stuff in and out of the house. Seller needs a little bit of time to prepare the house for sale. Usually coming soon is, I think you get 21 days to do that. So if you see a property that's coming soon, it's in the works, right? It's in the works. It's being prepped. It's being cleaned. It's being ready to be shown, and that property will eventually, I think it's 21 days, come on the market within 21 days. All right. Closed is very simple. The property was under contract and it was closed. And the most important thing is that it was recorded at the registry of deeds. Once your property is recorded it's game over. Property is sold, it's on record, and then the agent will go in and hit it, change that status to closed. And then the last one is expired. So if you have a property that's on the market and it met its contract date, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 6 months, a year, whatever your contract is set up for, and the property did not sell, that's considered expired. So there you have some different names and different terminology about what we use here as realtors so that you can understand what status your property is in if you're a seller or if you're looking to buy. You don't want to be looking at properties that are under contract or pending because they're not available to buy, right? So you want to make sure that they're in the right status. Active status is available and closed status is sold. All right. There you have it for some more words of the day coming back at you. Again, Scott Zaino from Scott Zaino Realty Group, Keller Williams Luxury Real Estate. If you got any questions about any of these terms, please give me a call, 508-566-0051. Shoot me an email at sjzaino@gmail.com.